but I do want to ask, because you've kind of been at both. You've kind of been at like all stages of life, right?
For sure.
You grew up in the suburbs, so you got that middle class feel.
For sure.
You've made it $45,000 a month, so you got that, that high ceiling of where you're living in luxury, and then you lost it all, right? And you got that where you almost hit zero financially, and you hit zero mentally and emotionally, right? So now that you've kind of hit all stages, what seems to be most important to you? Like what, and when I say this, like what stands out to you? Because they say, money doesn't buy happiness. And I can get into my thoughts on that. I think it can buy happiness. Now,
I agree.
Now, but what truly makes you happy, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. You've had it all. So when you had the money, there was obviously still something missing, right? Which caused the divorce. But now that you are at ground zero again, you're still happy, you're alive and well. What's kind of like the difference, if you get what I'm getting?
Yeah, no, I understand the difference. Life at this stage, at 35, like I said, being married with a bunch of kids young, making multiple six figures a few years ago, to being, barely surviving at this point, and, navigating the ebbs and flows of life in general. That's what it's all about, navigating the middle. I feel like us as humans, our human experience, like we're more connected to the extremes than we are the middle. So meaning not just the good extremes and the good highs of lives, but even when have you noticed, like, even when it's really, really bad, like we really lean into like, oh, life is over. And then this, when it's really, really high and good, we lean into that and we connect there and we stay there and we like that. And we're seeking this thrill and excitement and high. And even when it's low, it's like we lean into that too. Like, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm anxious. Oh, it's mental illness. Oh, I need to, therapy. And like life is miserable. And I feel like the overwhelming majority of time spent in our life in this human existence is the middle space. But I think we misinterpret the middle for boring, for unexciting, for, you know what I mean? A lot of the times, like, we self-sabotage ourselves when it's not too high. Like, why can't we just exist and be content in a space where, how's it going, Demetrius? Hey, nothing too excitingly good is going on, but at the same time, nothing too tragically bad is going on either. And it's like we sabotage it. Like, it's gotta be because
it's gotta be either
craves the extreme. Yeah, like we do something to. So I would say that, like, not misinterpreting the middle space, which is the majority of our existence, as really, really good or bad. Like, it's just okay. Why can't we, you know what I mean? When you talk to people, it's just like, how you doing? I'm just well. You know what I'm saying? Not too high, not too low, and that's not a problem. So therefore, I don't have to do anything to cultivate this extreme, good or bad. You know what I mean? Like finding a place of contentment. And that's like where you said, so having had all the money and not having the money, like I crave more than anything else, bro, to wake up tomorrow and not be in need of anything. Like I'm in a space where I want functionality. You know what I'm saying? It's like we think we want a Lambo and a big mansion, but it's just like where I live, that's not conducive. Where am I going to drive that? Like that's not, have you ever been in a Lambo? Like it's not a functional daily driver. It's uncomfortable.
It is,
And it's like, have you ever been in a big mansion? It's just like, bro, like the overwhelming majority of my time spent is going to be in my one common space in my bathroom and in my bed. So it's just like, I want more than anything functionality, just functional. I want like transportation and lifestyle and comfort and provision at a functional base level. Like I'm not in dire need for anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like peace and flexibility and freedom is like, and I feel like that's found in that middle space. So not having the desire to chase the extremes is how I would, answer that question.
That's fire. I like that. I never really thought about that. We do desire extremes, whether it's good or bad, and we are not content with being in the middle, like just as a human being. And
right.
I think like now with you saying that, that's like literally the podcast is it's okay to be in the middle and in a struggling business owner, right? Like
Correct.
it's okay to be there, right? Maybe not forever, but don't feel ashamed to be there. And so
Correct.
that was really well said for sure.